All right. Yes, I definitely did not have the mic on. It's all right. What's going on, everybody? RJD here. Welcome to What the Wrestling. Real quick, we're going to talk about Collision Smackdown. Triple H, does he or does he not have full power with WWE? Let us not waste any more time. Welcome to What the Wrestling, y'all. I am your host, RJD, and I'm here to talk about Collision real quick and to talk about Smacketh Up the Down. We're going to start with AEW Collision, but before we do, hit the goddamn like button, like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. What the Wrestling. Chocolate Arms is back. I know it is hot as hell in this room, and the summertime is hot, and the wintertime is hot. The heat is on. Damn it. Don't judge me for my attire. It's hot in here and I need to be comfortable. We're going to run down Collision real quick and we will keep it pushed in. So first things first, AEW Collision Ring of Honor World Championship. We had Samoa Joe versus Willie Mack, and Samoa Joe comes away with the win. They basically beat the crap out of each other. Samoa Joe wins with the Muscle Buster. After that, we had Mr. Ricky, Officer Ricky, come out. What's that next? What the hell? Hold on. No. My bad, y'all. My bad.
Damn, son.
Let's talk about the opening segment first. We had a lot going on as far as Adam Copeland coming out, kicking off the show. Christian Cage came out. Then Bryan Danielson came out. Then Ricky Starks and Big Bill came out. We had a lot going on. Then FTR came out. We had a nice back and forth between Mr. Ricky Starks and Edge talking about, Adam Copeland. Adam Copeland was saying something, and then Ricky Starks said something, and then he said, "No, talking about your silk shoes, dumbass." And then Ricky Starks was saying something. He said something to him, and then he said, "You can't bite off me." He said, "No, you just bit off the rock." And Ricky, to his defense, he kept his composure. He just was like, he played to the crowd. The crowd was like, "Oh." He said something, and then he said, "You're not absolute." And he was saying, what did he say? He's like, "Oh yeah, you brought me to the edge of my seat," but and then he said, "Listen, talk to them, kid. Don't talk to me." So it was a nice back and forth. Listen, Edge and Christian came up in the Attitude Era, and we listen. Well, actually, they're a little after the Attitude Era, but it doesn't matter. Edge and Christian came up at a time where Christian can talk hella shit, Edge can talk hella shit. It's going to be nice to see Adam Copeland with the gloves off. Yes, please. When he gets into full rated R superstar mode and he's able to get up there and cut promos and talk his junk and pop shit, it's going to be one for the record books. And me personally, I cannot wait for it. Yes, please, take my money. Bryan Danielson and Christian Cage set up a match for later on in the evening. And FTR basically came in and stood tall with the baby faces. Bryan Danielson is a tweener. He's a baby face. He's a baby face. He's a heel. He is whatever the hell you need him to be. And honestly, this match, great. We didn't get the meat forever. We did get a little bit of the meat when it came to Willie Mack and Samoa Joe. But this match was not fantastic. It was a good match, nice match. Big man match. Muscle Buster, Joe for the win. You ain't gonna be mad. I ain't gonna be mad at that. Christopher Daniels versus Juice Robinson. Juice gets the win in a short match. Tony Schiavone still talking junk. And then you had Jay White getting down on one knee, giving Juice Robinson the Dynamite Diamond Ring. That was very funny. And apparently, he got it from TJ Maxx on sale. So, nothing wrong here. Kyle Fletcher versus Boulder. Wasn't much of a match here, but you do know that they are very high on Kyle Fletcher. If I'm not mistaken, he called out Kenny Omega. So Kyle Fletcher and Kenny Omega should be able to shut it down. Kyle Fletcher is really good. Yes, he's a part of Aussie Open. Yes, that's Will Ospreay's group, United Empire. Watch out for Kyle Fletcher. He's young, but this brother is talented as hell. He's 24 years old, and when Kyle Fletcher gets in the next 2 to 3 years, Kyle Fletcher is going to be that much better than he is now. I just hope he doesn't do anything crazy. But just like Will Ospreay, he's going to have to slow it down just a little bit and not be so dangerous, just a little bit. But Kyle Fletcher, I'm starting to like. And I didn't really know much about Aussie Open. I knew they were a good team, but Aussie Open's really good, and this brother is really good as well. Funny segment with Billy Gunn, Anthony Bowens trying to give Max Caster some show him some love about how to treat the ladies or the men, whatever. And I mean, whatever floats your boat. And he basically was like, hey, so what about those oral sessions? And Rene Paquette basically was like, you are an idiot. What is wrong with you? And then they walked away and they shit on him. And it was pretty good. Stupid. And I like I like the Acclaim. And listen, to each his own. Everybody's getting a lot of love on these shows. Max Caster's great. Anthony Bowens is great. Daddy Ass with them is great. Nothing wrong here. I'm all for it. Chris Statlander versus Sky Blue. Believe it or not, I really did like this match. This was a good match. Sky Blue, who was really young, is getting better and better. She's just like Julia Hart. Julia Hart, who is also really young, is getting better and better. Stat is great in the ring, and I'm loving what Stat is doing to this TBS title. Whoever beats her, whatever heel comes along and beats her, they're going to be great. And whoever gets misted, they turn to the dark side just a little bit. Now, turning Sky Blue a heel is absolutely stupid. They should not do that. But even in the beginning of the match, she's like, hey, this isn't you. This isn't you. And they made a point to point out everybody who gets misted, they just act a little bit heelish. And that's fine. The crowd got into this match. The longer it went, they really bought into Sky Blue towards the end. Statlander gets the win. After that, Omega calls out Fletcher calls out Omega on Dynamite. So I'm all for this. Listen, I'm all for this. I'm all for Kyle Fletcher. I'm all for the women's division getting some love. And Sky Blue is getting really good. And Stat is already really good. I'm loving the progression of the women. Listen, I can't get mad at it. The crowd really did get into this towards the end. Samoa Joe versus, what the hell? No, Bryan Danielson versus Christian Cage. We had Keith Lee. Oh, I forgot about Keith Lee. We had Keith Lee out there. He was in a very, very short match. Not much of a match. The huge powerbomb for the win, which is okay. Good to see Keith Lee on TV. So we haven't seen much of him, so I'll take it. And we did have the Redeemer out there as well. And I'll put it to you like this. He talked about how his wife, she loves the spotlight. And she had a promo earlier in the show saying that she's just here to help people, here to help everybody move forward. Action Andretti then came out and started to talk his junk, saying, hey, I'm Action Andretti. And lo and behold, when the Redeemer does a promo, poor Action Andretti got yoked up, and he says, I'm here to save everybody. I'm here to save her from herself because now she has the spotlight. And Action Andretti got beat up because he's here to save his wife, even though his wife doesn't need saving. So says the word of the Redeemer. I really like this. I don't know where they're going with this Miro stuff. He beat Powerhouse Hobbs, who is at Comic-Con, by the way, and Powerhouse Hobbs is jacked. So shout out to Powerhouse Hobbs. Solid brother, taking a lot of pictures. Shout out to him. But they had the big meat match, the meat man match. Powerhouse Hobbs, Miro. Now he's talking about his hot and flexible wife, trying to save her from herself. And I am all for this. I'm all for Miro getting in the ring and having a program with his wife. Yes, please. Keith Lee, let's get him in something meaningful because Keith Lee should be out there competing and winning championships. He shouldn't just be on Collision squashing people. He's too damn good for that. So, Bryan Danielson, Christian Cage. This was very good. Just to think about where these guys, Christian, Danielson, where were they 6, 7, 8 years ago? Saraya, I think she put up a picture. I saw a meme of them three retiring and then them three coming back. Just to see those guys and all three of them doing the best, but especially Bryan Danielson, probably doing the best work of his goddamn career right now. Banger after banger after banger. And man, love this guy. But this was a grade A match. Bryan Danielson, Christian Cage beating the holy hell out of each other, working really nicely at the end. Big distraction. Ricky Starks hits Danielson in the head while he's setting up for the Psycho knee. And that was all she wrote. Christian Cage gets the win and retains the TNT title. This was great. FTR, they're beat up. They said they shouldn't have came and fought Big Bill and Ricky Starks. But you know what? They came out. They weren't 100% and they lost. I fully expect them to lose again, or I fully expect them to go away for a while and then come back and maybe get the titles back. But let Big Bill and Ricky, let them keep the titles for a while, a couple of months till FTR is healthy. The Young Bucks and FTR, they got stuff going on. So I think the FTR is just really beat up. I think they really are beat the holy hell. And I would love to see them come back in style and get the dub. For real, for real. I can't wait. Can't wait for that. So all in all, Collision, good show. Good show. Solid show. Collision always puts on solid shows nowadays. And I ain't going to sit here and be mad at it. So, good for them. Good for Collision. Collision was on point. And now we're going to move to Smackdown. Smackdown had a lot going on. A lot. Let's talk about the main things. Let's talk about the little stuff first. Then we'll get into the main stuff. So, first things first, we had, what the hell is going on here? First things first, Pretty Deadly beat the Brawling Brutes. Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits came and beat up Carlito after Bobby Lashley blindsided him. Bayley and Zelina Vega, right after that segment, had a little back and forth, and Bayley beat Zelina. And the main event of the show was the Undisputed Tag Team Championships, Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso versus Austin Theory and Jason Waller. And obviously the Undisputed Tag Team Champs, Rhodes and Mr. J, retained with the Cody Rhodes 1D, the Cody 3D, I guess. L.A. Knight, yeah, beat Solo Sikoa after hitting Sikoa with the BFT. Back and forth match between the two. The finishing sequence started when Jimmy hit the ring, also tried to attack Knight, but Cena ran interference and planted Jimmy with the AA. Solo Sikoa took out Cena with the Samoan Spike, but Knight took advantage of the commotion and hit the BFT. But Roman Reigns then laid out LA Knight with a spear at the end of the match to close the show. Now, we had a big start to the show when we had Roman come out there, and Then LA Knight came out there. Cena was out there. LA Knight came out there, and the crowd went absolutely crazy for LA Knight. Yeah, I need to get that soundbite. Yeah, and we had the crowd. It was similar to the what chants back in the day. I said, I'm gonna get some beer. What? A bucket of beer. What? Corona. What? Bud Light. What? Budweiser. What? Heineken. What? Modelo. What? It was like, I am the hottest free agent in WWE. What? On Smackdown. Yeah. I am him. Yeah. LA Knight. Yeah. You go out here. Yeah. You're sitting on your couch. Yeah. Not defending the title. Yeah. So they went crazy for LA Knight. I mean, absolutely ape shit for this guy. They went crazy for him. And them going crazy for him, he basically went back and forth with Roman, and that prompted him versus Solo Sikoa at the end of the show, which led to Roman closing the show with a spear. Are they going to do Roman Reigns versus LA Knight? Yeah. I hope not, because that's going to kill LA Knight's momentum. They need to keep LA Knight far, 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 far away from Roman Reigns. Yeah, Roman and Cody did have a stare down, which was great. So you know Cody's probably going to finish the story. But LA Knight, if he goes up against Roman, he's going to lose. And rightfully so. I don't think he's the right man to beat Roman. It would be nice if he did. But for all of that, they should have just gave Cody the title. And then maybe they could have did what they did. They didn't need Brock Lesnar to get Cody over. But it sucks because it looks like they're building him up for Roman Reigns. Which to me is stupid. Because you build him up for Roman, and then Roman beats him. And then now you go back to Cody for WrestleMania. Maybe they could get away with it because they got Survivor Series coming up. Then the Royal Rumble after that. So you really don't have to have the title on the line. That's why you got Seth Rollins to kind of hold it down for now. But I don't like it. We have a new Raw general manager, which is Nick Aldis. So Triple H came out there and said, we're going to have a new Raw general manager. Dominic Mysterio came out, got booed the holy hell out of the building. Basically, times 1,000. And then Nick Aldis came out, and he said, I was a big fan of your father. And after that, his first order of business was to bring Kevin Owens to SmackDown in a trade for Jey Uso. He came out and gave the stunner to Dominic Mysterio, and that was all she wrote for this segment. That also happened on this show. So all in all, we had ourselves a pretty good SmackDown. I mean, the LA Knight and Roman Reigns stuff was good. Good to see Roman Reigns back on TV. We had a good Undisputed Tag Team Championship match. We had a decent match with Pretty Deadly and the Brawling Brutes. We got some storyline progression with KO coming to SmackDown. We got some storyline progression with Jimmy Uso thinking he's the quarterback, and he said, "Oh, you the quarterback?" He said, "I'm second string." He said, "So I got Jay on my show, I got KO on my show, and I got Jimmy sitting on my couch. I thought you said you was the quarterback. I thought you said you was going to do something." So we had a lot of good stuff on this show. SmackDown, if Triple H is back in on top of creative, and there is no one else, and it's just Triple H, if this is very true, first of all, let's get that out the way right now. First of all, that would be awesome. Second of all, I really, really, really want to see. I really want to see some good stuff going on with Raw and SmackDown. Raw has been a very entertaining show. Don't get me wrong, it's not without its flaws, but it has been very entertaining. SmackDown has been suffering without Roman Reigns, but if they now have a remedy for that and Triple H is running creative by himself, we're going to start seeing better matches on SmackDown. We're going to start seeing more story. I'm all for it. Thank you. Yes, please. Now, with that being said, that's all I got for you today. Collision, SmackDown, yeah. A lot going on both shows. Let's see what happens tomorrow on Monday Night Raw. Hopefully it's a good show. As for me, tip your hat. I'm out of here. So everybody be safe. Peace.